everyone. I hope everyone is having a great 2016 so far. I'm going to do the weekly tarot scope reading, but I thought I would do something a little different just because it is the first week of the new year. I'm going to pull one for each sign from the Life Purpose Angel cards as sort of a theme. If you want to use it as a theme for the year, then feel free and go ahead, whatever you're called to, or just for the week, that's fine as well. Once again, I always tell people to pay attention not just to their sun sign, but if you know your moon sign, if you know your ascendant, then pay attention to that one as well. And hopefully we'll come up with some interesting things. So, all right, I will get shuffling. I use these cards when I'm reading for people, for clients, as sort of an add-on. Like I'll read with tarot depending on what the questions sort of are, and with a little bit sometimes of Lenormand as well. But I often like to add this in, especially if we're doing a broad general reading for the year, is to pull a couple of cards from this deck just to give people sort of an overview, and often it confirms what's already come up in the cards. So I do like using these in conjunction with tarot. Oh, it's telling me to stop. Okay. So divide this up. All right. So let's start with Aries. Aries, we have protected. It says you're safe and supported while you change your career. So Aries, this year, if you were thinking of making some changes to your career, obviously this means that it's very good, very lucky for you, and also that you're protected. So if you're worried at all about making the changes as far as financially, or just worried about how it's going to kind of go over, then it's saying that, you know, this is going to be fine. Everything's going to be taken care of. Don't worry about the fine details. Really just look at what you need to do overall to make that change. So a good year for Aries for making big changes. For Taurus, we have travel. It says your life purpose involves traveling. So Taurus, if you're thinking of taking a trip, this is obviously a good message to go ahead and take it. Also, if you are thinking of changing to a career that involves a little bit more travel, this is also a really good sign as well. For Gemini, we have trust. Trust your feelings and dreams to guide your career path. So pretty straightforward, Gemini. Listen to your gut. If there's something that you've been wanting to do for a long time and it's kind of been nagging at you, you need to go do it. Or at least start to explore it as a hobby. Start to make that transition towards things. Also trust your gut at work with your career as well. If something doesn't feel right, trust that. Or if something says, hey, you really need to go for this opportunity, or you need to stay in this job, then listen to that. Cancer. We have career change. It says you're embarking upon a career that brings you the joy and abundance you deserve and desire. So there's a picture of the lighthouse there. So also Cancer, good time for you to change, especially if it's something that you've been looking at for the long term, something that's been kind of in your dreams for a while. Actually know somebody that is Cancer that's thinking of making a career change, so I think this is very appropriate that this comes up. So definitely, if there's been a big dream of yours, not just like a little job change, but something you're wanting to do for a while, definitely a sign to go ahead and do it. That's why I like that there's the lighthouse on this, because it's like the light in the distance. So even if it's something that you need to slowly kind of career change into, this is saying go ahead and go for it. Leo, that's me. Practice. Polish your skills by practicing regularly. So practice. So if you are, if you do any kind of art or music or any kind of skill, it's saying make sure you're doing a little bit of this every day. So maybe there's not going to be a giant career change this year for you, but you are preparing yourself for any changes that come along in the future. So by taking that little bit of time every day, you're taking steps toward it. So Leo's practice. For Virgo, we have animals. You understand animals and communicate with them intuitively. Trust your inner guidance as the animals are part of your life work. So Virgo, any Virgos that are thinking of going into career with whether animal health or working with them, maybe you are thinking of going into dog grooming or dog walking or anything like that, animals part of it. But even if you're not, it might be very therapeutic for you, Virgo, whether it's this week or you're thinking about the whole year, to take a little more time to be with animals or maybe get a pet or something. This is a good year for that. Libra. Leadership says take charge of the situation. So this can mean different things, obviously. These are pretty general, right? So Libras, maybe you're going to be put in a leadership position at your job. You get a promotion of some kind, or maybe you'll have to take the lead in certain projects. It may even just be at home that you need to take more of a lead and stand up for yourself a little bit more, or you may be put in a leadership position amongst your friends and things where people are looking to you for guidance and for support. But leadership is going to be a big theme for you, people looking towards you. So make sure you're listening, to your gut as far as what to do, because there's people looking towards you, and as long as you're doing what's right for you, then you won't fail to steer people in the right direction. For Scorpio, we have infinite abundance. Oh, Scorpio. It says you're fully supported as you devote yourself to divine life purpose. So Scorpio, if you're being authentic to yourself, if you're following, what you believe in your heart to be the right thing to do, then abundance is just going to flow towards you this year. It's just going to be attracted to you. So definitely, follow your purpose. If you're doing something you don't really want to do, or doing stuff, that other people expect you to do, slowly move away from that, ditch that, because the more authentic you are to yourself, the more you're going to attract that abundance. And Sagittarius, we have writing. You heal, inspire, teach, and entertain with the words that you write. So any Sagittarius that out there thinking of doing any writing projects, writing a book, writing articles, whatever it is, this is time. This is a great year for this. Or if you're just looking at this for the week, it's a great week to do some writing. So there you go. For Capricorn, we have books. You connect to your life purpose through your involvement with books. So Capricorn, you might want to look at some writing too. If there's any Capricorns out there looking at writing, good sign. Also too, if you just love books, you want to spend some more time reading this year, this is a great sign for this as well. Or, maybe you're looking to work in a bookstore or publishing or something, but this is a good sign for Capricorns. Just, take some more time to read. For Aquarius, we have body work. Your life purpose involves body work such as massage therapy, energy healing, physical therapy, or exercise training. So any Aquarius is interested in going into healing work, whether it's traditional like doctors or nurses, or non-traditional such as Reiki. This is a good time. And immediately when I saw this, I saw the tattoo and also thought too, if you're thinking of going into tattooing or any kind of body work, or thinking of getting one this year, Aquarius, it's a great time for this. But it's also going to be just a very healing year for you. For not just physically, I feel like emotionally as well, Aquarius. It's going to be a good year for that. And Pisces, we have support. Your life purpose fully supports you. So this one, again, I feel is like a little bit vague for Pisces, but it's, again, just sort of saying if you're following your life purpose, you're going to be supported, which I think is kind of a general message for everybody. But some signs, it seemed like were more specific in certain directions. But I do have the, there is also the health sign there. There's the, I've never pronounced it right, the Casitas, whatever it is. There's the sort of the physician's symbol, or one of them. It's the staff of Mercury anyway. And so it, if you are thinking also of going into the healthcare profession, this is a good time for this. This is also a sign for pharmacy as well. So any pharmaceuticals, if you're going into pharmacy, it's a good sign for that as well. And also Mercury is also the god of communication, transportation, and thieves. Now, I wouldn't encourage anyone to go into thievery, of course, but, if you're thinking of pursuing any kind of career with communications, advertising, anything with transportation, this is also a good sign as well. So, Pisces, few options there, but basically just saying you're supported. And I think that's the thing with these cards. They just kind of give you a hug and a little nudge in the right direction. So for example, like I'm a Leo, and it said to practice. And I know there's, when it comes to like my art and creativity, I do, obviously need to practice, just like anyone else, my skills. But I'm also a moon in Cancer, saying emotionally, I may feel like I want to work towards making a change in my life. And then I'm also a Libra, and Libra said leadership as well. So I kind of combine all three together, and mine kind of tells me, like, hey, the main thing is going to be practice. I may not make a big change this year, but emotionally I'm starting to get ready for it. And then also I may be put into positions of leadership, or have to, kind of, adjust to those in my life. So that kind of gives me an idea in a general sense what to look forward for the year. I hope this has been at least interesting. I'm going to pull a card for everyone just to kind of see what this year holds. And I got Builder. It says your innate ability to build and create brings you a sense of accomplishment. So I kind of look at this pretty generally. I mean, obviously, if anyone out there is actually building buildings or building things, this is a good sign. It's a good time to build. But I think this is a year for, everybody to kind of build things up. 2016 is, in numerology, is a 9 year. It's a year of completion. but it's also a year of working together in the community, and it's a year of building towards the next cycle, because next year is going to be a 1 year. So we're building towards things, and that might be completing something before we go on to a new cycle, or it might be preparing us for the next cycle, which begins in 2017. So, you know, whatever your long-term goal is, it's saying you need to build up and work towards it this year. So I hope this has been helpful, or at least interesting for you. I hope you all have a wonderful week, and I'll see you next time.